Hey there everyone, oh there's Warrior.
Now that
This is Muck from the Guys Play Games, back with some more Diablo 2 Hardcore, not randomized, I was gonna say randomized. Just Diablo 2 Hardcore Barb guy thing. I did a little bit more, I wouldn't really call it grinding, but I did do some Countess runs just to get some runes, right? Because I wanted to make, I also shopped a shield, because I wanted to make this sucker, an Ancient's Pledge for the Merc. Now he can't use it yet. He needs to level up a few times because he's only, I think he's 18. Yeah, he's 18, so he can't use it yet. So this will be for later. But it'll be nice when he can use it. And also, since my helmet here has a socket in it, I decided let's put a tier rune in there because 2 mana after each kill is a big deal, and I only have 30 mana, so that'll be useful. Other than that, I mean, I guess he needs a shield for now. Didn't even think about that. Do you have a shield? Nope. He does have a socketed helmet. Oh, here. Crystal sword? Pointless. I'm not. I could make him a spirit, but that'll take forever because I would need to grind a bunch of runes and get chip gems to go up, and that would be level 25, I think. Spirit is, and that would still only be the sword. Because, like hell, I'm going to find a monarch. And good luck with that, genius. There's always the weird thing about trying to equip a Iron Wolf. So I'm just sitting here like, well, should I just get this? There's no... Ancient's Pledge is the lowest rune word, so I wouldn't be able to put anything in this. But I could at least just dump random runes in here. That might be something, I don't know. I don't know how long I'm going to look around for a thing for him. Honestly, he doesn't really need it. Because on normal, it's mostly just like whatever. Like, what would I even give him? Like, in the shield, I basically give him some resistance, because none of this really matters for him. He can't block. He doesn't have mana. And in the weapon, it's like, is there anything here that would be useful for that? No, same thing. Probably the best thing I could give him would be like a diamond, I guess.
yes.
Haratli. You got anything for me, Haratli? Now, this sword has lightning resist, so like, I mean, that could be it right there. And fire resist. I mean, good enough, I guess. I don't think he can even use this sword yet, though, because I can't use it. You need 55 strength. You would need to level up at least twice anyways to get that, so...
I'll put that to good use.
I'm glad I give him this, though. This is great for him. Makes him faster, he uses magic faster. I guess I'll go to Act 2 quickly and just do one looky there and see if there's anything good spawns in there. And if nothing, then whatever, we'll just keep going. I'm not gonna bother giving him a sword that's just damage, because he'll almost never use it.
Good day.
Right, there's no point. Like, this is good enough right here, right? Poison res. Some sockets. That freeze duration ain't bad. Yep. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Opens the door just to ask the most obvious thing in the world. And then, whatever. Alright, we're back. Frickin' doors. Hey, Isaac, you got anything better than just a little poison res? I mean, I don't expect anything, but... I mean, honestly, the knockback might almost be worth it. Wow! What's the skills? It's pretty early to be finding stuff like that. Eee. Yeah, whatever. I mean, good enough, right?
I'll put that to good use.
Who cares? He's not gonna say everything with it. Alright, let's get going. Get going through the hellscape that is the Act 3 jungles. Hooey. He's good, I'm good. We got the Dark Wanderer here. I'm just gonna completely ignore him because screw him. We got plenty of stamina though. Hooey. I did not appreciate how long it took me to kill 3 of those dudes. Oh well, it's not a big deal. Oh, by the way, I looked up the socket thing. I was like, oh, right, I forgot these guys are scary. Early on. As we got their Inferno is actually super damaging. It's like one of the scarier attacks at this point in the game. But yeah, I was wondering what the deal is with the sockets. Turns out it was kind of a mix of both things, actually. I was kind of... Both things are actually right, just not know what you'd expect. Which is that, essentially, it is based on the item level. That is the thing. It's like, I think above 27, there's like 3 groups. It's like above 27 puts you into group 2, and below, 27 or lower is group 1, and then it's like group 3 is like in the 50s or something. But that's how many sockets are always allowed to spawn on an item. But the trick with that is that there's a difficulty limit too. So on normal difficulty, items can't naturally spawn with more than 3 sockets. Even if it has like some crazy item level, it will never spawn with more than 3 sockets. The only way to get more is to use one of like the cube recipes or the socket quest from Act 5. Hello, Timmy. He just squeaked as he yawned. Hopefully he seems pretty docile, so hopefully it shouldn't be too loud. Oh, nice. It's always nice when you get the statue to spawn off the first dude you kill, because sometimes it's like I have no idea why it just... This stupid statue is like the biggest mystery in the world. Like sometimes... Holy crap, these guys are strong. These guys are doing some damage.
Not enough mana.
Yeah, great. Yeah, I hear that. I accidentally pressed 3 instead of 4. Oops.
What a strange little statue.
That's a good quote. But yeah, the stupid... This damn figurine is a god dang enigma. I don't get why sometimes it'll spawn off like the very first thing you kill. Like that's basically just how it is. It's either it spawns off like the first unique you kill, or it just like never spawns. And like that's not even true, because sometimes it will just spawn off just some random unique you kill. It must just be... I don't even know. Like I tried to freaking come up with something, and it's like I have no idea. It's just that it is what it is, The statue is a statue. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. Who freaking knows, right? Sometimes it spawns, sometimes it don't. What other ways there to put it? Like, really? I love the music for the jungles, if nothing else. Even if the jungles themselves are a little annoying sometimes. I think they get a bit of a bad rap. They're not nearly, like... It's easy just to sit there and be like, oh, it sucks. It's like, the only reason the jungles suck is because it's 3 jungle areas back to back. That's why it sucks. It'd be nice if there was something in between. Like, that. I guess that's what the caves and stuff are for, but, like... It's like your buffer between the jungles is tiny claustrophobic dungeons. And one of the dungeons, the Flyer dungeon, tends to spawn, like, some of the scariest enemies in the game, which is the dolls. The undead fetish dolls. Which are just fun. Because especially once you get to, like, hell, you kill them and they just explode and kill you. They're ridiculous. It's funny how all the corpse explosion related stuff is just ridiculous, and it's because it scales up so hard. And it scales up so hard because, they completely changed the game over time. Like, As soon as they added synergies, they needed to, they greatly increased the health of like every monster. Because they needed to, otherwise the synergies would just like let you eviscerate everything. And it's kind of unfortunate that it works like that. Like, synergies are great for the game, but I think the way the game uses them isn't always that interesting. It felt like it was, like, you'd think, like, the way they, I feel like what it was intended to be is it was a way to make it so that you wouldn't just, because otherwise, like, a lot of, like, for the sorcerers, for example, right, you have, like, 3 or 4 cold spells that are basically all the same. Well, 3, which is, like, the Ice Bolt, Ice Blast, and Glacial Spike. It's like literally just like it's single target chill, single target freeze, and then AoE freeze, right? And then it's like if you're gonna use any of those, you'll use Glacial Spike because it's the strongest and it's higher level than the others, and that's just how it is. Was this any good? Nope. That's just how it is, right? Because it's especially for other stuff, right? Because it was like you're either using Glacial Spike, Blizzard, or Frozen Orb, and I think you tended to use Frozen Orb. I think Frozen Orb is generally considered one of like the best ones, because back in the day it didn't have a cooldown. Oof. What was I saying? I kind of lost my train of thought, but yeah. It's like, it feels like the synergy is meant to be like, okay, well now you can use these low-level ones, and it's like, you kind of can, but as soon as you get to the high-level stuff, you stop using them anyways, because all the low-level stuff is now is you just put points in them to make the high-level ones stronger. And that's not always true, there's lots of cool synergies, but there's definitely a lot of synergies that are pretty just like, okay. Tim's rubbing the floor. I wonder if you can even hear that. Man, I love this guy. He falls off so hard once again because of all the differences. Because the mercs got huge buffs, but these guys, when they got when the expansion happened, these guys didn't really change at all. Kind of, for the most part. Like, it's actually kind of funny. Like that was why they were so good in Classic, because it's like they were already strong. And then the expansion made the physical ones super strong because now you can give them a weapon. But this guy, the Iron Wolf, stayed pretty much exactly the same. Hey, what's these misses, dude? Jeez. Like in current D2R, like they get some changes, right? And they all have 3 spells to use now. So like the lightning ones have static field, and then the fire ones have enchant. But I feel like, I don't know, it feels a bit too, I don't know, arbitrary, I guess. Like the enchant one is basically just I don't think anyone really uses the fire one, at least. They still don't really get used at all from what I've seen. Like, static field is okay, but, like, I don't know. I guess I'll put another point there. Let's see, where am I at with this? Now that my double swing is free, I'm not going to worry too much about that. Battle orders is here, and I need to point into that, so I'm not gonna worry. Oh right, I forgot they buffed Grimoire. They made so enemies have reduced they basically have like a mini amp. Forgot about that. That's not bad. I don't think it was strictly necessary because it kind of had other things going for it too. But I mean, ultimately, like, it's still good. Like, why not? Buff it. Nobody ever really. It's pretty underutilized because, like, technically speaking, especially if because I'm in hardcore, Grimoire's great because I think it actually has the highest priority for running away. And no matter, even if an enemy's been like made to, they've been terrored by either Howl or the Necro Terror, Grimoire prioritizes over prioritizes that, and they'll still run away from it. And it lasts, and you know, it's not like, oh, you howl and then they run away and then they come back. Grim Ward is just a thing that's just there. So you can basically just sit there, and like, it's especially great for unique packs, because you'll pop a ward down and all the minions will run away and you can just kill the unique leader. Which is nice. And now you can still do that, and it actually makes him weaker too, why not? I actually don't know if that affects him, but I assume it would. Because generally, like, with stuff like that, like, the only thing that doesn't, like, the game will just specifically, like, not use, like, the AI changing things. Like, even though the champion or whoever won't be terrored, they'll still, like, be affected by the amp. Which is somewhat consistent. I actually am not 100% about that. Let me, what does he have? He has Ice Blast and Glacial Spike. I actually use Chilling Armor. I guess they probably changed the Chilling Armor because they wanted it to be consistent, so it's a level 12 skill, a level 18 skill, and a level 24 skill. I say that, but Glacial Spike's first, which is the 18er. Because, fun fact about mercs, even though this doesn't really come up too much, they actually can't use skills they have that they're too low level for. Even though it doesn't really, like, that's not really how it works for them, the game does specifically say, okay, you can't use this, and you can mod the game and it works just fine, right? Right? This is just how the game naturally works, right? If I tried to give him Ice Mastery, or Cold Mastery, for example, by modding the game, he would have to be level 30 for that, because that's what level the Sorceress needs to be. And that just naturally soft-codedly works like that, which is pretty cool. Modding in this game tends to be kind of hit or miss, because there's a lot of things that are very easy to change in softcode, but there's a lot of things that are very much not easy to change. And it's kind of a shame, because it'd be nice if the game was a little easier to mod sometimes. Like, there's just some things you just have to put so much effort into, like, do some super hacky thing to do it. And it's kind of a shame. But it's understandable, because the game was never really designed to be moddable in the first place, right? I forget when they even added the ability to even, like, do it through, like, just, like, the direct text command or whatever. Ugh. This looks kind of interesting. This might be one of those rare instances where it's the way to the Great Marsh or the Flare Jungle is through one of these, like, side things. What's my chance to hit? I was gonna say, like, it felt like I've been missing a lot. That's hard to say. Oh, or did I just find the waypoint? That'll happen sometimes. You think you found one of those weird places, and it's actually just the waypoint. Who cares? Yeah. The old arachnid lair. Where's the waypoint? Might as well use it. Yeah. Like, this act is pretty cool for that. The fact that the Great Marsh doesn't always have to be... Like, sometimes you can just not go to the Great Marsh if the layout is, like, designed like that. Now, that would have been a nice weapon to have if I was a paladin. Triple socketed thing that actually has an O skill on it. Or an auto mod. Whatever you want to call it. Merc's level 18. I might just... What level am I? I'm 20. I don't know. Maybe I'll hire a dude when I get to 21. I'd have to be 22, I think, because you always hire them one level lower. Oh, hey. A natural rune, imagine that. Anything there? Nope. I have a bad habit of putting a random item into my cube and then just forgetting about it. And then try to put something in it again later, and it's like, why can't I do it? Oh, see, what do you know? He actually got straight to the player jungle. So it's kind of silly, too, because the Gidbin and the Brain are both in the Flayer dungeon. Or, like, they're both, well, technically, the Gidbin's not inside the Flayer dungeon, but it's always right next to it. So it's like, you really think they would have put one or the other in the Great Marsh. So at least you'd have to go there, but you don't. You can just never go to the Great Marsh, and you don't miss anything. And hell, once you get into higher difficulties, it's a pretty scary area, because there's a bunch of freaking... Oh, that was scary. Let's heal. I keep forgetting that I'm on hardcore. I could have just... My game could have just ended there. It would have been just wonderful. And it's kind of hard to hit these guys to throw because they're just going. Look at them going. There we go. It is nice though that when you kill these guys, that you essentially get 2 bangs for your buck. I'm just trying to run out. I probably should have repaired when I was there, but I didn't think about that. Oh, jeez, I think I clicked on that like twice. I don't have any sockets for this. But yeah, it's weird. You'd think one or the other would be in the Great Marsh, but instead you can just not go there ever. Like, I'm honestly not even gonna bother. Like, the Great Marsh, especially on high difficulties, right, you end up with souls there, and souls are just scary as shit. Like, one of the scariest enemies in the game. But it's kind of funny that 2 of the scariest enemies in the game are both in Act 3. Right? Souls are the demise of anyone who doesn't have a lot of health and lightning resist, and then dolls are the bane of anyone who doesn't have a lot of health and ways to deal with physical damage, like a shield to block or just physical damage reduction. I guess I'll just, I'm just gonna leap over there. Oh yeah, I leveled up. I totally forgot. I never put a point to anything. I just kind of like went on a rant. I'll just increase my attack range, I guess, a little. And I'll just do this. Hey, an experience shrine too. Uh-oh. I'm glad that even from the other side he can support me. It's nice to have ranged characters like that. Hey, I see what you're going for! Psychopath. That inferno hurts. Despite the fact that they don't generally deal that much damage, they can... Jesus, they can be scary when there's a bunch of these dudes around you. Like, look how much damage is... Psychopaths. Like, how are you doing that much damage? There's the Gidbin, and then the Fire Dungeon's like 2 feet away! Oof. Small charm. I guess since I'm here, I'll just do this. Anything I need here? No, let's just see who shows up. Sometimes it's a group of them, and sometimes it's just a lone champion. This time it's just a ghostly man. I'm pretty sure that's a glitch, too. I don't think it's supposed to ever be just one guy. But, like everything in this game, it's weird.
Good day.
Oops. This magic ring does me no good.
This magic ring does me no good.
Thank you. Let's see what we get here. 5 stamina. Damage reduced by 1. No interest. That's a lot of mana in cold res, actually. Wow. And attack rating? I think it finally got my thing. Boom. I swear, you always get these. It's really like weirdly like rare for these rewards to ever be good. I don't know what it is. It feels like the rare rings are always just like trash. Somehow. Every time. But not this time. Not this time. Oh yeah, and before I forget, let's actually repair my axes, because I'm getting pretty low. We'll go hang out with our buddy Hartley.
Good day.
It's funny, because if you look up his name in the game code, there's points where... I shouldn't even say the codes, the text files, the spreadsheets even. There's points where they actually misspelled his name, and it actually results in bugs. Which is kind of hilarious. Because they're expecting his right name, and his name is just spelled wrong, so it doesn't refer to anything. Ooh, I'm gonna sneeze. I also drink some of my water. I haven't found the waypoint yet. Should I look for the waypoint? Because I think I will actually, because I really don't feel like going digging through, because otherwise I'd have to walk all the way out of the dungeon. Because there's nowhere close to here, so we'll go look for the waypoint. It's generally like a good idea. The Nova doesn't really do that much damage even already, just on normal, but it's decent. It's still like decent damage. I think it actually is kind of handy in one regard, which is that it lets me know if I'm getting hit, right? Because if I see the Nova go off, I definitely just got hit, right? So in that regard, it can actually be kind of helpful. It's good feedback. Whoopsies. Oh, superior. Superior, which means +2 to attack range. Wow. Terrible. I just threw axes because I saw the parrot and I was like, oh crap, throw it at the bird. Pretty funny. Let's toss some axes over there and mess them up. Or an amethyst. Ami is for amulet. Get it. It's running a little low. See, I thought that was something. The frogs are. I think the frogs in the remaster are a little glitchy. Sometimes you can see them even when they're not like out of the water yet. Like I was wondering, like that looked like there was something there. It turns out, yeah, the frog was just like kind of weirdly like showing. I should keep a lookout for whatchamacallit, javelins too. I get stuck on like, I'm a barb, so I'm throwing axes, but you can throw barbs work just as fine with javelins and even throwing knives. Ah, get out of here. Like, really, the only thing that sucks about the Iron Wolf is because he's a distance or a long-range dude, he doesn't really tank for you. I guess in that regard, that kind of makes sense why they gave him chilling armor and swapped it over, besides just being something different. Because if he's getting surrounded, frozen armor isn't going to help him anyways. Look at that AoE, that's so good. Something I would complain about though is I have a hard time telling when he's shooting an Ice Blast versus a Glacial Spike. Because like, look at this version, right? You know when it's a Glacial Spike because it's way bigger and like has a different sound. But then like, in the remaster, there's like barely a difference. It's harder to tell. You can only really tell from the side, where it does have kind of a longer trail, but it's definitely not as easy to tell. Oop, don't click on that. That's a classic trap. Can you stop running, asshole? Whatever. That's the waypoint. Let me just quickly kill you and get your money. We're actually probably already almost at Crust. Yes. Look at my shit.
Yes?
22. 1 to max damage versus replenished life. Yeah. 1 damage isn't much. Alright, this is right? Yeah. Alright. Let's get going. You know, it kind of reminds me of the skill shrine. Kind of reminds me of, oh Jesus, fuck man, it's scary. Every time like the health goes down like 100 from them, like that's a lot for normal. But should I get the expansion shrine? I kind of have to, man. But it reminds me how like there used to, I think actually even still can, but there's like bugs where, at least there used to, I don't know if these still can, but there used to be bugs related to the barbarian. Where because he has so many passives as skills, the game actually has a hard time like dealing with it if you have too many. Right? Too many passives and the game actually doesn't like that. So like you could occasionally like, if you're for some reason had a like different like throwing weapon masteries and all those going and like other stuff, eventually you get to the point where the game will constantly start like lagging you out of games. Which is kind of hilarious. Like, the game would literally break from you having too many passives. I have no idea if that's still a thing, but it'd be funny if it was. That's for sure. My cold resistance is almost maxed out, which is nice. Mind you, there's not too many like scary cold attack than normal. The only thing I can think of is that Diablo has a cold attack, like his melee cold touch does cold damage. Well, we actually already got to the bottom. That was actually really fast. Thank you for freezing that guy. I guess Mephisto has one too, I think. I forget if he has 2. I know he has Frost Nova, but this Frost Nova isn't really that damaging. It mostly just is like, you know, it's like, oh crap, it froze me. You know what I mean? There it is. As like I showed off in the indoor area before in the harem, and now here, you can just jump over the gate, which doesn't make sense because you would think like the idea is that you're indoors. So like, what do you jump? How are you jumping over? But there it is. Ooh. Wow, the double, holy macaroni, the double fucking charm drop. That's pretty funny, actually. My Merc is taking more damage from that random spike trap than he has from any of the other dudes. And that's just how it is. Alright, moment of truth. What is this? Ooh, lifesteal. Throw damage is 7 to 20. So the damage is slightly higher, but it's also a little less consistent. And it doesn't come with prevent monster heal anymore. But that kind of doesn't matter, because prevent monster heal isn't really, like, doesn't really matter at all in normal. Nothing's really, like all the things you would want it for, can't heal anyways. Wow, a +1 to war cries. I mean, I say that, but what war cries do I have? I'm not using any of these. I'm not even using shout. Because it only lasts 30 seconds, so I don't really care.
Hello.
I'm not gonna bother the cold res, I don't really need. This, however, is actually quite handy for the extra damage. I might actually take advantage of this to free up a little inventory space, because 4 dexterity, whatever. Instead, I'll just do this. And yeah, this is normal. This is even fast, so it hits faster. It's 4 to 9, whereas this is 4 to 8. So my melee is just stronger. My throw damage is a little less consistent, but generally is going to be stronger too. The only thing that sucks is these are 200 quantity. This one's only 75. So I'm going to run out of these a lot faster if I'm not paying attention. Alas. I'm going to swap it over though. That's interesting. What the? Wait. No, I'm not crazy. Why did it... I don't know. It's not like I had like a moment, a brief relapse. I'm like, wait, can you throw these? Because it's not showing the number. It wasn't properly showing the number, but that's, I guess, because... Wow, that thing in his hand looks a lot bigger than it does here. It looks like the axe should be bigger than the pilum, and yet, based on the picture, the pilum's way bigger.
Yes.
Based on the model. What does it look like in the OG? Yeah, no, it's just always been that big. That's funny. It actually looks even more ridiculous in the OG because the axe is way smaller. Even though the graphic of it is bigger, but I guess that's just how it go. Alright. That's nice. Not clicking on that again. Short spear. Eh. It's nice to have some life leech. That actually helps a lot. Even though I only get it half the time, but you know. Like I said, it is what it is. You know, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Can I jump across this?
I can't.
Just barely. I'm also realizing that once again I keep forgetting to do the thing. I'm not horking champion or unique corpses. I'm bad about that. Mind you, the life leech on that thing isn't even that high, so it's not doing all that much work for now, but, eh. A little is better than nothing. Dude, this guy's gonna slowly approach me and kill me. If I'm not careful. Look at him. I thought it was, like, kind of annoying that it was, like, only showing the one weapon, but I guess in a way that kind of makes sense. It's showing the lower one because it's gonna show the one that runs out sooner. I'm not even gonna bother going down there because there's nothing. There's the money, that means we're almost there. It's gonna be our tree friend. Storm tree. Fun fact about, oh god, dude, run away. Fun fact about the lightning enchanted dudes. I think when you hit them with ice damage, they always emit boats. I'm pretty sure. Like, that's just like some weird thing they have. Oof. I'm really appreciating that freeze, man. So good.
Thanks.
Alright, so we leveled up. What level are we? 21. I can use the shield, but he can't yet, so... We'll go up to 75 dexterity, and then we'll start pumping vitality again. This gives me a little bit of a damage boost. It'll actually almost double my crit chance though, which is nice, and give me almost once again a double chance to do a lot of stuff. This is giving me yeah, it's a good boost. Yeah, this is the thing with the Barb, you can already see, right? It's like half the time I'm just upgrading passive, so my playstyle isn't really changing that much as I get stuff. The crust areas are weird, because I swear half the time they're just super congested, and the other half the time it's like you run through half the area and don't see anything. I don't know if that's like a thing or not, but that's what it always ends up feeling like to me. Ugh. Stabby stabby. Oh, a heavy belt. Good timing. Attack at damage 1. God damn. Hey buddy, how's it going? I love that once you complete the quest, these guys just run away from you. That's such a cool detail. Oh, champions. Time to chuck spears. Ooh, another pillar. If only these guys could, only these mercs could use paladin shields, that would be cool. But I also kind of understand why they can't. Game's pretty, whatchamacallit, I don't even know. Stern about that. Alright, so players 7. Oh, I just dropped so many things. The audio freaked out. Maybe this is a good time to go back to town for a sec to get rid of my crap.
Stay a while and listen.
Let's see, 5 to 11. This doesn't give me any extra damage, so I don't know. But it does have the light bleach, and it just kind of naturally did more damage when I had anyways, so. Well, this is 8 to 25, this is 7 to 20. But then again, this does big damage to undead. And I mean, the lifesteal, yeah, like the lifesteal is very useful. It's only 19. Well, we'll see. It's weird, I'm like making bad inputs because I'm not expecting it to be so responsive because I'm playing so much online. Alright, you, and you. Just filled my entire bloody inventory. Let's just pick up. There's still more things I can't see. At this point, I might as well just pick up potions just to get rid of it on the screen.
I can't carry it.
There we go. And this is why offline is OP. Because I can just go player 7 and just drown in items from a couple chests. Alright, I've upgraded 1 potion, good enough. Good life, useless. Dexterity, useless. Dexterity, useless. Not gonna bother with that. Eh. Fortunately, since I can't get socketed throwing items, there's no point. Alright, let me just double check. Yeah, players is already set to 1. Just making sure. There's the zombie head. I'm just gonna start running around and look for the waypoint. Alright, screw all these guys. Scaramouche, Scaramouche. That health charm was very golden. Ow. Well, let's go to the next area. That's not what I want. I think part of the reason is that now Ice Blast also has a pretty big trail. So a lot of the time, like if I'm not especially looking for it, they kind of both look the same. Because I just see both Ice Blast with a trail. So it's like, well, they both look like Glacial Spike to me now, I guess. Almost, in a way. It's like Ice Blast has a stronger trail than it usually does, and then Glacial Spikes is less strong, so they kind of blend together if you're not really looking at it. There's our waypoint. Let's quickly head back because I'm actually running low on stuff. So I have to repair my gear. Greetings. Is this what a pilum actually is? Man, that thing is chunky. Boom. Any cool stats here? Not really. It is kind of funny how, oh, right, yeah, I was gonna mention that, it's funny how... Why didn't I make well, whatever. It's funny how small charms are just kind of better than all the other ones for the most part, other than, like, there's a couple of things you can get on large charms that are better, but it's weird to me that the small charm that's easy to fit in your inventory anywhere gets generally the best returns and everything, because 3 small charms generally is better than 1 large charm if you get the best roll on the small charm. I mean, it's a little harder because you have to find multiple things that are as good, but it's still like, you know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say? Alright, we're at the bazaar. This is where you can find the Black Book. Black Book is not over here. Hey, look, it's these guys again. Oh god, it's these guys again. Yo, back off. Start chucking. Whoa! It was like, I didn't realize it was stacking on top of each other there. That was weird. It's funny how these Saxon guys also shoot lightning, but they aren't nearly as scary as the souls, gloams, whatever you want to call them. Start chucking, there's so many. Yeah, getting surrounded. Yeah, these guys can actually be kind of scary. It feels like they kind of have that thing where, I don't know what the weird way to put this. It's like the gargantuan beasts in Act 1, where it feels like they aren't nearly as threatening as they look, because they're like these giant things, but then they don't really hit much harder or are much tougher than the other monsters. These things kind of have that same thing going for them, where sometimes it feels like that, but at the same time, if their frenzy gets going, because they have frenzy, it actually can be pretty scary because they stun you too. So if you get a group of them, they just stun you while they just keep attacking faster and faster. It can be scary. We got a waypoint right next to it. Wow, right next to them sewers.
Good day.
Yeah, I think that 1 point is definitely helping my quantity, because it's already looking like I threw a bunch there and I'm only down 10. Alright, so there's the sewers. I want to look for the temple now. Found the ruined temple, I think is what it is. Oops. Didn't mean to right click. My finger is kind of got a mind of its own a lot of the time. See, that's what I mean though. Like, look at this. All of a sudden, we're just like running around and not finding anything. There's some dudes. All right, Battlemate Serena, where are ya? I'm actually a little scared because this group can be pretty scary because you run in here and there's a ton of them. But thankfully, he's glacial spiking like a madman, so that was really good. Thank you, Merc. And usually, oh, that was actually in a different group too. That's funny. He's gonna probably die. We're gonna leave. We're gonna leave for a sec. We're gonna leave for a sec. Just to get our bearings, smack these guys up a little. An interesting thing about monsters is that they don't regenerate health when you're away from them. So because we left the area, they won't regenerate health at all. So we can just wait here, and it'll be all good. But there are some caveat. There's some quirks to that because, whoa, do you see that? When if I hover over it, it like looks like it's like, that's so weird. Whoa. What is that? That's so weird. That's so weird. What the hell is that? It's not happening anymore. Weird. But, they won't regenerate health if you're not in the area, but if you put a TP up and run away, the TP actually keeps the area loaded, so the monsters will regenerate while you're gone. Even though you're not there. Because the game, I guess, they probably did that on purpose, like that. That's why with the Diablo clone, or Uber Diablo, whatever you want to call them, one of the best places to spawn them is actually the Arcane Sanctuary, or, like, you go to the Arcane Sanctuary and then you go up into the portal, back into the Palace Cellar. Because normally, like, if you TP to get, you know, health back or whatever, he kind of, like, he'll just regenerate, like, all his health while you're gone. But, if you use the, whatchamacallit, if you use the portal to leave, to go to the waypoint in the Arcane Sanctuary and then leave, he won't heal while you're gone because there's no TP there and you're not in the same area. He also can't leave that room, so it's just like a great general place to spawn him. Very safe, just like one of the best spots basically. And it's like, takes 2 seconds to get to you, so it's great.
Yes?
So that... Dang, that's not a bad shield for level 12. What level am I? Halfway to 22 basically, and the Merc is almost 20. You have found the book!
May this book lift the shadow from Karest.
Alright. I'm gonna level up and I'll start pumping into life again. Alright, you don't sell. Right, Haratley sells the keys. Or no, wait. I think it's actually Shiro over here sells keys.
Now that few.
Which I guess makes sense. Never mind. God damn it. I think I pointed this out when I did the randomizer, but I really do find it funny how the Iron Wolves are just these like fully armored mercs, and they have the lowest health and the lowest defense of all the mercs. It's actually kind of funny because it's like they're like fully clad in armor, but then Ashira is like basically like cave woman loincloth style. She also has, it's hard to see, but actually, what's the zoom in button? There's a zoom in button. You can actually probably see it a lot easier. Zoom is F. So if I zoom in, you can actually see the snake she has. And that this detail is in the original too. It's just very, very hard to see on her little pixelated thing. But that's a snake there too. It's actually a lot more animated in the original, I guess, to kind of help make it stand out. But yeah, I just find it funny. She almost has like a, like that's the best way I can put it. I don't know what else you'd call it. She has like a cave woman look, because she's like loincloth and just like bare essentials, and she, and then she has the most heavily clothed mercs, which is just funny things that only I think are funny. But you know, whatever. But yeah, it's just funny to me, like these guys, lowest defense and lowest health, but then the rogue mercs, you know, the rogue mercs, right? They kind of the same deal that Shira has, where like they don't have any leg armor and they just wear like basic leather above armor because they're supposed to be like agile, so it makes sense, right? It's like the right, they're supposed to be range mercs, you know, shooting arrows, all that jazz. It's just funny to me that they take hits better than this guy. Like, man, they have a shield too. It's just weird. I think they have the lowest strength too. Like, they just have like the lowest stats for some reason. Expansion was not kind to these guys. It's like every aspect of them is just bad. They're just the weakest all around. But hey, at least the normal difficulty they're still good. They got good DPS, which is kind of appropriate to how... Ooh boy! Which is kind of appropriate to how mercs are, or the sorceresses are in this game. Luckily for me, these guys aren't too bad in normal, but that's still 30 damage when they blow up. Like, that's still a lot. That was a unique pack, though. Anyways, yeah, I can hear that there's unravelers down here. Kind of funny that after the ancient tombs, the next place you find unravelers is in a fucking sewer. In the jungle, no less. A jungle sewer. Ugh, goddamn dolls. Dolls are like probably like one of the like #1 reasons why the Lawbringer reward for Barb mercs is actually great. Or even just like, if for some reason you want to do it, even just the Lawbringer thing for Iron Wolf mercs, because they can use a sword too. I still wish that the Barb mercs could use axes. It's weird to me that we have 2 different mercs that can use swords and none that can use axes. Even though I feel like Barbs are almost like the Barb character starts with an axe, so it's like it's kind of like you would think it would be like their weapon, but nope, just swords. And like they have the sprites for it in the original and in the new one because there's random friendly Barb NPCs just running around in Act 5 that have there's even ones that dual wield a sword and an axe. It's so weird to me. Ooh, jeez, that's a lot of damage. It's only now that I'm playing with hardcore that I'm suddenly like realizing that, yeah, you can die if you're being careless. Like, it's not hard, but it's not like if you're being like lazy or being slackish about using potions, you'll die. And I've always been historically bad at that because I like this. Even though potions are dirt cheap, I still like to like not use them unless I have to. Which has definitely been the reason I've died a couple times. And by a couple, I mean many times in the past. Which is ironic because you probably lose way more money for dying in a stupid way like that than you would for just using a potion. Ooh, a gem shrine. I don't have any gems though. You know what? I'll take it. Nice skull. Not very useful though. Unfortunately, like many things, I think I said this before, attacker takes damage is kind of terrible because ever since the expansion, monsters just have so much health, and they have like, it's not just that they have a lot more health than they used to, but they all have like high resistances generally all around. Like, lowering resistances becomes more effective in later difficulties. And this is especially true for like physical res. Like, a lot of monsters just have like 50% physical resistance, which reduces spikes damage or return damage or whatever you want to call it. which is kind of silly. I know, I get that it's physical damage, but I don't know. It's just one of those little things that's like, it's one of the many things that haven't been kind on the game's balance because of all the changes over time. Wow, that guy, I don't know if it was just like the perspective, that guy looked like he fucking sprinted over there. I'll just let him deal with it. What's nice about the Merc is that since both of his attacks are freezing, anytime he kills anything, it always shatters them. Oh yeah, rune. Hell rune. And since it always shatters, that means he's actually great for killing these skeletons, so then I don't have to worry about them getting resurrected. Also noticing there's been barely any dolls. I shouldn't say that, because now there's going to be one immediately here, but... Whoa, the hitbox of these guys, yeah, look at this. Look at the difference here. Here's where he is on this part of the screen. When I go to the thing, it's way lower. That's so weird. I can't actually aim at them in the remaster. And yeah, in the classic, I can't see them yet. That's funny. I don't know if I should call that a glitch. Not really. It's more just like some oversight. Yeah, that guy definitely just got killed by my Merc. I think he actually died over the water, so I don't think he dropped anything, unfortunately. That's what it's looking like. I don't see anything, so yeah. By the way, I never realized this was... Well, I guess... Actually, I don't even know. Because in the remaster, I kind of cut away from it, but it's like it like shows water going down. I wonder if that's what it was always supposed to be, because it's not animated in the original. It just kind of suddenly stops being filled. So I wonder if it's actually supposed to be water, or if it's just like that's just what they decided it is for the remaster. You know, I should actually kill everything first before I open anything else. Let's get rid of all these watchers. Oh hey, pretty rare to see monsters down here on normal. It's not usually dense enough for that. I feel like it's the same thing with the water dudes, though. They look like they're lower than they should be, which is causing them to kind of clip into the ground. Ooh, Grand Charm. I think there's going to be one more. Yeah, there it is. Ow! Yeah, the Amplify hurts. Alright.
Good evening.
Get our shit taken care of. Sell everything.
Good evening.
14 defense, nothing. 44 attack range, nothing. Actually fine, don't care. That's not bad. 15 to life, 15 to attack range, like this or not. Like, considering the best you'll get is like, I think 30 to life on a large charm or something like that. Ice and Hearts, huh? They actually had a damage reduced by 2. I know they actually gave a bunch of small buffs to set arms. Like most set armors, or like set pieces have 2 affixes on them now, unless it was already really good. Like I think that the Arctic Belt didn't always have the defense, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't really remember. The set items are pretty like crappy in the original for the most part. There's some good ones, but for the most part, like they're just generally not that great. Especially like the low level sets. Some of the high level sets are fine, but most of the low level ones are just terrible. We'll do this. Why not? 15 to life, 15 to attack rating helps. Every little bit helps. If I ever live with like 2 HP or something, it's like hell yeah. It's funny because the Merc can actually complete the Eisenheart set. So technically, if I found 3 more of these, but what are the chances? And also, it wouldn't help him at all anyways. So like, who cares? But it would be funny. Oh well. Alright, players 7. Let's start opening shit. Offline cheese. don't think any of these are super chests though, so I still won't get that much, but hey. Got a charm out of it. 2 charms if you think about it. Uh oh. Okay. A lot of gems. What did I just pick up? Low quality throwing axes? I had high quality ones before. Ain't nothing. Alright. You have found his heart, and it still bears the courage to face Mephisto. 1 to 2 fire damage and 5 to strength. I'll sell the big one, but the 1 to 2 fire damage, honestly, not that bad.
Hello.
Nah. Put a max damage. That wouldn't be terrible to socket into like something else, but all my stuff is either socketed or can't be socketed, so alas. Sure, whatever. Alright, let's repair these and head onward. We've actually made pretty good progress through Act 3. We kind of got lucky because we didn't have to go through the marsh. Right? If you get unlucky, you can just be running in like a straight line forever because you're just going down the marsh to the jungle. It can just suck sometimes. That's kind of part of the reason why it becomes like so annoying. Because it just goes on and on. Like I said, there's not enough of a gap. Alright, so if my Merc to respawn, or whatever you want to call it. There he is. Oh, some dudes. Get out of here. Yeah, freeze them. Freeze them good. Say what you will, but the fact that he freezes everything is really nice and normal. Like, I'll stand by that forever. Part of that is, like I said, because normal doesn't really matter. That's just kind of true of everything. Normal just doesn't matter. But in that regard, that's kind of part of the fun of it. Like, that was one of the things that kind of really sucked about synergies, is because they made it, it kind of ruined a lot of the build variety. Because like it was basically just, if it had a lot of synergies, it was good. But if it didn't, it usually wasn't good. Like, the only thing I can think of that was really an exception to that was Frozen Orb. And in that way, it's almost like the opposite. Frozen Orb is good because it doesn't really have any synergies. Like, it only has Ice Bolt as a synergy. So, like, if you don't care about that, if you don't care about the 40% total synergy you can get from that, you can just be like, whatever. It's great for going into more than one elemental tree. Especially since, like, I think Firewall... Did Firewall get buffed? Or is it just, like, something else? I don't remember. I know that there's been a lot of, like, Frozen Orb Firewalls builds now. I don't know if that's because of a buff or if it's just because it's, like, people are like, oh, Firewall's actually good. Scaramouche. Galileo. I don't know. I heard that song on the radio today when I was driving. Now it's just stuck in my head. It's a good song though. Goddamn. Deserves to be stuck in my head. You know, I didn't even think about this, but I think the remaster... Was that just perspective? Because technically the original game doesn't actually have multiple levels. It's just perspective trickery, right? It's just like the Arcane Sanctuary is like the most obvious spot. Because it's almost like an optical illusion there. But even here, like, you can tell, like, I'm not actually going up. It's just flat ground that's just textured to look like I am. And it's hard to tell. Anyways, if you can't tell, Wow, that's a dead end, jeez. You can't tell, I'm trying to find this. Yeah, there we go. Alright, now the Traven call. Away. Oh boy, the Council. The Council's probably gonna kill my Merc, because they usually do. Because, big surprise, there's a bug where, I forget what the exact bug is, but it's like, because the Council, it's like something to do with the fact that the Council summons Hydras, and the fact that the Hydras are technically pets. So, like, it's like some weird thing where, like, they do, like, way more damage than they should. Another Elru, nice. There's like some big super list, I think on Frozen Keep, or like some guy who's a bloody genius with how this game works, documented and like very in-depthly explained every single like glitch in this game, basically. Like probably not every glitch because there's so many, but it was a huge list. Wow, I actually love that little effect of like kicking it back and having it spray everywhere. That's like a Halo. I shouldn't say that because plenty of games have that, but they gave me Halo vibes. They gave me Halo 3 vibes. That's what I immediately thought of. It's just a break something and just bits fly everywhere. Ugh. This rate, my Merc's gonna die over here. The vampires are so annoying, dude. Like at this area, because they use the stupid that meteor is quite deadly, especially for Mercs, because I think it does damage every frame. And the thing with damage is that, just like with poison, if you're taking damage every frame, you're actually not allowed to heal, regenerate health on frames where you're taking damage. I don't think that applies to the player because your regen health stat is different, but for monsters and for mercs, the regen health they naturally have won't apply while they're in like fire. Diablo and Baal have surely found the whatever he said.
You must know.
Well, we'll see what he says after. It's a good quote. A lot of there's such good voice acting in this game. Like, I think it's so unappreciated. Like how good the voice acting is for a game that came out in 2000. Like, just listen to this guy. Like, it's almost. I think they touched up a lot of the voice acting, but for the most part, it's all basically exactly the same. Like, let's just listen to his speech.
You must know that the Guardian Tower in the Temple City was built by the Haradrim for one purpose: to hold Mephisto. Once the Council is dead, you may enter the tower.
And just things like,
How does one destroy destruction? How does one force terror to flee in fear? You have great tasks ahead of you, Ormus thinks.
ugh, so good. Like, let's be real. The reason why most people just completely skip this story isn't because the story sucks or like the dialogue is bad or anything. It's just because the game is so goddamn addicting. So good. It's not that the story and stuff is bad, it's that the gameplay is on a base on like just just so good. Like the hell, they have a whole NPC over here, Natalia, who she's never required for any quests. You never have to talk to her. You might not even realize she exists. Because if you're not, if you don't come over here, like, you just don't know.
Greetings, hero. I've heard of your exploits and, I'm quite impressed. Very few mortals are capable of dealing with the three and their minions as you have.
You can tell that it's not changed, it's the same as the original too, because any of the sounds that are different, when you switch from one to the other, like swap over, so like a small delay or whatever.
I would gladly join your quest to
But there's
stop the
nothing like that here.
but I must wait
As soon as I swap to the old graphics, the speech just keeps going exactly the same. Very nice. Alright, I was about to go in the sewers. Alright. Let's try to clear out the enemies around here before we go to the council, so we might let our merc live. Maybe. Here's hoping. Ugh. Ah, there's so many right over here. This sucks too, because it's really easy for the council would end up being even more difficult than you would expect because, like, vampires or hierophants will spawn up there with them, healing them, and you have to deal with them because they heal. Like, the hierophants are quite annoying, actually. On their own, they're like, whatever, but if they're near something and they're getting blocked by a strong monster that you have a hard time to getting around, it's like, man. And then, like, as if it wasn't annoying enough, there's always some snakes around. The water dudes. I actually don't even remember what they're called. I think they're called, like, watchers or something. Water watchers. I mean, these ones are called water watchers, but that's not necessarily what they're, like, their type is called or whatever, like their species. I don't know if you want to say species. Alright, you get down here. So you can die. We'll get that going down here. We'll try to make sure, because if I'm running around, I don't want anything going wacky. Oh god. Get over here. We'll try to get down, like, only a couple at a time, hopefully, if we can help it. Because that makes it way easier. Merc doesn't just drop dead in 2 seconds. Yeah, it's a lot easier when you can kill the minions without time to worry about the big dudes. Because I think the council dudes can heal too, can't they? Now that I think about it, there's a lot of healer dudes in this act. Yeah, I'll just take the damage. Just hit me, not the merc. Because for some reason the Hydras do like no damage to me, but man do they kill your merc. Alright, we got once properly imbued. There's Khalim's Flail. I love that because Khalim's Flail actually has pretty good damage for compared to all the other quest items, and it actually has the increased attack speed and the mana and lifesteal. This is like a popular weapon to just like, I can just start a new character and give this to them, basically.
Greetings.
Because there's no requirements on it because it's a quest item and you have to hold it. Boop, boop, boo. What level's my merc? I'm almost 22, so I could just buy him up to 21, but he's getting there, so. Because I'm probably going to keep this merc for Act 4. And it'll probably even be kept for some of Act 5 until I get the Barb merc. Because I'll probably swap over to him too. Just for funsies. Another one. Because he's a minion, he can be frozen. There's like a weird glitch in Remaster, big surprise, even the Remaster has a bunch of weird glitches where when you freeze something that like is in the middle of an animation, it'll freeze for a little bit, but then it'll like finish the animation afterwards. I don't think it's like visual only, so even though he looked like he attacked, I don't think he actually did. But it's like it's weird. There's another guy, he's gonna summon a Hydra that's gonna do a ton of damage to the merc. Yo, get down here, buddy. Like, the Hydra Fireball does 1 damage to me. If anything, I almost wonder if the bug... Well, no, because the guy did a pretty detailed list why it's bugged. Hydra's just weak. But it does, like... Something like... Is it 5 times? Or it's something... It actually might be bigger than that. It might be, like, 10 times damage to mercs. I don't remember. Yeah, let's just chuck. Keep chucking. He's just gonna sit there? Who cares? He got stone skin, so he's taking a lot less damage, but I'm hitting him still. So the, Oh, I'm out of mana. Whoops. Get run! Oof. Alright, got one more in there to go. Is there a mana potion around here? I don't want to just use a mana. Because, see, I'm always like this. Nah, whatever, just drink it. Get in here. Ah! This sucks. Okay. My merc's gonna die. We just get amped. Yeah, that sucks. That doesn't really matter for the fire damage, but still. Okay, I'll take it. I got you. Woo!
Powers here
Oh, get out of the way! Dude, move! Alright. I'm gonna heal. Ridding Kurost of the Council.
Masterfully ridding Kurost of the Council of...
There's like a weird glitch where like, I think this is like a multiplayer thing. Sometimes depending on how you do it. Oh, whoops, I skipped, damn it, I skipped the thing. That was Timmy shaking. Diablo and Baal have surely found the Temple City. Whatever it is by now. Of the Magus. This is kind of another one, the Black Temple. Like, the quest is just to go over there and you kill those guys. But at least that one's like, those guys are actually like formidable. Unlike the Summoner who's like, for the most part, like nothing. Alright, there's probably like one more minion just chilling in here somewhere. Yeah, there he is. Just get him. Get him! Perfect. Level 22. And bam. Now we'll focus on Vitality again. This is kind of a silly thing. It feels like throwing, like double throw is like it lets you, like I feel like for the most part, I shouldn't even bother putting points into here because I get an 8% increase to my damage and a 10% increase to my attack rating, which is like barely more than I get from this, and this gives me like a bunch of extra shit. So, like now I have almost like a 12% chance to crit, a 20% chance to pierce. 1 in 4 times I throw, I don't use it, and it gives me more when I crit. Like that's pretty good. I'm getting low on throwing stuff I didn't repair, but I think the endurance level 1 is very short, especially in normal, so like shouldn't be a big deal. Ah, here's some more dolls. Nice thing about the doll's explosion is it actually doesn't hurt your merc. So your merc can deal with them just fine.
Thanks.
Right. Almost done. Mephisto's a little scary. He'll probably kill the merc. Because someone's got to go toe-to-toe with Mephisto, and it's gonna hopefully not be too much of me doing that. Ooh, a rare broadsword. Although if I get the merc up to 21, maybe he'll be able to handle it, because the max resistance from Ancient's Pledge is pretty good. Ah, vampires. So annoying. Throwing Mastery, Fine Potion, Mace Mastery. Throwing Mastery is nice, but I like this. Plus I have it socketed already, so, you know. Alright, once I find level 2, I'll repair. Yeah, there we go. I could wait and try to find the waypoint, but I'd rather not. I'm very low, so. Plus I want to see what these things are. I'll heal at arms, but I'm just going to go over here to repair. I still cannot get over how much bigger the Pilum looks at. Like, it looks so much bigger than the like the sprite.
Yes.
This just gives cold res. What does this give? Poison? I care about the poison more. That's scarier to mercs. Should I just buy the level 21 merc though? I kind of want to, because I don't think he's going to get to 22 or to 21 before I get to Mephisto. Or if he does, it'll be right at Mephisto, so I might as well just buy him. Get him up.
Hello.
Like, can I buy him at 21? Yeah. So let's just, whoops. Is there a way to, like, arrange this? Not really. I mean, I'm gonna give him the new shield, so I guess whatever. Oh, I didn't even realize that. I thought I was like, oh, it's uniform. Like, no, it's just for some reason they changed the chilling armor. Because this one's Firebolt, Fireball, and Enchant. Like, let's look at the damage difference. Firebolt is 12 to 15. Ice Blast is 50 to 57, and it freezes. Fireball is 32 to 44. Glacial Spike is actually a lot less, but it freezes, so it still has utility. Like, yeah, so basically the Fire one can do more good damage, but then he's spamming Firebolt at the time, which is way weaker. It's like, it's weird. Enchant is nice, but he's not going to be using Enchant on himself. What about Lightning? Charge Bolt has kind of the same problem, because a lot of the value of Charge Bolt is that it can shotgun if you're close to them. But they don't. They stay away, so they don't really shotgun. Lightning's decent. At least it pierces. We're gonna get Devok.
I'll put that to good use. All
right. Go over here. Look at this sweet Ancient's Pledge I grinded for, basically. Because I had to get a bunch of runes for this. Bam.
That to good use.
Now he's tanky. He's got max resistances. And it even has... I mean, well, the defense doesn't really matter. Like, that's just a straight upgrade over what I had before. Alright. Let's pray that we get lucky. Because if I don't find the waypoint, I don't really care. Oh god, more dolls. It's kinda hoping there wouldn't be dolls here. Just hoping to get lucky. Because even on normal, they do slowly, they definitely do some damage. That damage adds up for sure. I'm gonna circle it. If it wasn't super easy to gamble with them, I actually might care. But I don't feel like imbuing one. Honestly, that might not be a terrible idea, but I don't know. Ugh. Urders aren't really that scary on their own, even here, but they are scary if they're near dolls. Because if they start stunning you, then the dolls will start stunning you and you'll kind of get stuck. And then ironically enough, a lot of times what will happen is your Merc will kill dolls that are next to you, which will get you killed. So indirectly, your Merc can just like kill you. So you have to be very careful. Alright, I'm holding shift so I don't move. Because I believe that no matter what, as long as you don't move when there's poison gas, it can't poison you. Right? That's how the old snake glitch in Neelithok's temple used to work. Right? The poison clouds left by their trail would only kill you if you actually, like, moved. So if you just shift-clicked around them, I think you'd generally be fine. I think that's how that worked.
Hello.
I mean that, or if you had wow, I'm out of keys? Holy crap. That, or if you had damage reduced by... I think it was like, if you had like, was it 23 or it was like 23 to 44 or something. If you had that much damage reduction, it would just never do any damage to you because you just completely negated it all. But if you didn't have that, it would kill the hell out of you because it did damage every frame. Like it would kill me in like 6 frames, so about a quarter of a second. Because this game runs at 25 FPS in the OG. And even though I think this remaster like interpolates, well, that's exactly it. Interpolates, I'm pretty sure. Or like the graphic engine, whatever it does, but the actual tick rate is still 25 frames. The last floor always has these bloodlords. I think those are actually the only enemies that can spawn down here. That and, well, obviously the council, but these are super unique, so they always spawn here. Get out of here. You smelly dog. Yeah, we'll leave that TP there, I guess, for now. Almost done. Ooh, potion. Glug glug. There's Mr. Voidbringer. Ooh, rare and rare. If I was an Necro, I might actually care. Now this I care about. Could be a good amulet. Trident, doesn't really matter. I'll just quickly jump attack. I still find it hilarious that they bother to have leap, and then jump attack is just better for the most part because it doesn't have to worry about like distance. Like I don't know why they made it so that there's a. It's weird. What if anything, what they should have done is made it so leap attack can only be used on a monster. That would have actually probably balanced it, but then I guess I don't know. It's like nobody ever. Oh crap! This guy's scary. Let's get out of here. Wait a second. Let's go over here. Okay, help me out here, buddy. I'm gonna go into the TP to get him over there,
Good day.
and to quickly get my inventory clean, I guess.
Yes.
That's not even that good, to be honest. Level 1 inner sight, terrible. I mean, I guess it's not really terrible, but I'm not gonna bother dealing with that. Here, I'll block for you. I'm here for you, buddy. Get him. It's funny to me that the layout of this area is like super bad for all the monsters here, because Mephisto, especially because they didn't want him to drop his stuff over the lake. Even though he's floating, he can't actually go over. He can't float over here, which means that he's like a sitting duck. If you lure him to the stupid thing in the moat and just like teleport away. Now the damn Merc, you know what? The Merc's gonna be an asshole. Let me get him out of there. There, get over here. You jackass. Alright, now help me out. We're gonna cheese him. Since we're here. Screw it. Oh! Jesus, yeah, that skull bolt is strong. That almost kills the 2 hits the Merc. Oh, yeah. I tell you, man, Mephisto is deceptively scary.
I need mana.
Where's some mana potions? I know I have them, but like 2 is not gonna be enough. Is there any extra over here? Nope. Alright. We'll have to go back to town and buy some. Where is he? There he is, jeez. But yeah, it's funny that Mephisto has like a max range, so if you just sit here, he just kind of does this. Just kind of silly. I'm having a hard time hitting him because of that though, but this is way safer, so I don't really care. And I'm gonna have to go back to town a couple times. Because, you know, compared to Duriel, you know, it's nice to have a safe option. Alright. I just realized, I think if I go use that up, I think that goes away, actually, so I should be careful.
Good to see you.
Like, I think that's just, like, gone forever, so if I threw that last one, I'd be kind of boned. I guess I'll resurrect the Merc.
Good day.
So theoretically, as long as he hangs out with me, I don't know what the range of the Merc is, but hopefully it's enough that Mephisto won't, you know, do shit. But I guess we'll see. Ooh, I mean, it's only 700 to repair these. These are cheap because I guess they don't really have much on them, right? Mephisto doesn't count as undead as far as I'm aware of. I think they all count as demons. Yeah, see, look at this. Just with the Merc, I can cheese this. I can just sit here and wait for him to kill him. Which, I forgot to buy mana potions, but wouldn't you know it, so... Like, Mercs do way less damage, though, so... Against an Act boss, so... It's gonna take a while, but, I don't really care. I'm in hardcore. I'll cheese him, man. He's the only Act boss you can really cheese like this, so... Oh, dude, what are you doing?
I need mana.
Holy crap, this guy's gonna get me freaking killed. That lightning did like half my health. That did over 100 damage. That's ridiculous for normal. That's like more damage than a lot of stuff does in hell. Jeepers creepers. I guess that's it. Let's repair.
Yes.
Gotta be careful. I'm not taking chances, you kidding me? So the Merc speeds it up, but he also makes it riskier, so who knows. I guess it's kind of up to you what you want to go with. Wonder if that got picked up on the mic. Dog just decided to bark at midnight. Hey, Merc. Head down here. Well, I mean, if you just want to shoot, I'll just chill. Dude. You nincompoop. Alright, I'm just gonna hold the button down. And it should be good. I'm almost down to the M in Mephisto. Actually, not here. I'll even use the axe instead of the Pilum because I think just to save on mana. I have so many more of these anyways, so. I wonder if the reason why double throw shows is because the Pilum is in that hand, right? Maybe? I don't know. I have so many of these, I might as well just use them. This is uber cheese and maybe a little boring, but given Mephisto does half my health with the lightning, I'm okay with the cheese because I don't want to die. I don't know if I'll continue this run into Nightmare, but at the very least I want to get through normal. If I die in normal, it's just gonna be so sad. Might as well just use the potions. I hit him. I hit him with like one in every like 6 or 7 throws because he's strafing like a mofo. He's almost dead. He's going nuts. Yeah. Oh, he actually dropped something. A light crossbow. None of this is. The one with the Pilum could actually be useful for me. Who knows? I'm not gonna bother with the Stone because Kane basically holds it for you. You know what? Screw all that. I'm just gonna leave. Should I? No, I'm curious about one thing. I wonder if they changed this. So normally when you beat Mephisto, right, Natalia leaves, and she still does. So yeah, you can only see her dialogue in multiplayer.
It looks like you're going to hell before me.
Put in a good word.
Might as well just repair this here because it's actually going to be cheaper. Because I think Act 4, you don't get the discount until I think it's the
Stay a while.
Iswal quest you get the discount from.
Good day.
Alright. I mean, this is just an upgrade. 6 to 12, 4 to 10, 14 to 18. The throwing axe is a little better, but this is definitely better over this, because this is only good against undead, which is nice, but this is good against everything, and it still has the lifesteal and attack rating. So I think I'll swap it out. We got a lead crow. Kind of a shame. It'd be nice if we were a bow merc, or a bow girl, whoever. Although honestly, most of the unique bows and the normal unique bows pretty much all suck. Like you can even see, like this is 10 to 15 damage. This is already less than I'd be doing by throwing this. And this is unique. And this has enhanced damage. The deadly strike and like it has some decent defensive stats, but in general it's just not very good. Most of these normal bows like that, it's not until you get the exceptional ones that actually start doing anything good. Oh yeah, I guess I should go through the portal. Quest completed. And before we leave, I'm just gonna go ahead and
What do you need?
potion up, basically. Sell all these and then stockpile, basically. Act 4 is very convenient because Jamala basically does everything you need. Except repair, but then the repair guy is like 2 feet away, so not exactly a big deal. What do you need? Hail to you, champion. 8 to 14. Oh, here we go. You can buy one that's better than this. Better? Has attack rating? Sure. And I'll keep the Pilum because I like that it's 2 different ones. Because it also has the lifesteal, which is nice. Any of these good? Not really. This one has cold res again. It's so hard to find a good sword for him. Like, it's basically just use spirit. But spirit wasn't always a thing, right? Even when they added the expansion, I don't think spirit was one of the beginning rune words. Faster run walk and fire resist. That's more. I need 70 strength for these though, jeez. 18 cold res and half freeze versus 7 cold res. I'd lose the faster run walk and a little dexterity, but I don't have any source of half freeze, I don't think, so maybe I'll buy these actually. Yeah, sure. Diablo has a freeze attack, so it's actually pretty handy to have some way to slow that, make that, you know, not just totally destroy you. I was wondering if I should try to farm, quote-unquote, for a better item. See if I can shop some better throwing items, but that'll be off-screen or whatever. So yeah, that'll be it for this part. See you guys later.